Hello everybody, my name is Walter, and today I want to show you how you can build my simple 4x8 triangle world door for Minecraft Java Edition. In case you're looking for a showcase or world door, you can have both linked in the description. But let's get started. So this door is in total 10 blocks wide and 11 blocks high. The door itself is just 3 blocks long, but with the front and the back wall that makes 5 blocks in total. Now if you want to build this door, you're going to need these resources here. So of course building blocks, then 4 obsidian blocks, 3 slabs, and 4 slime blocks. Then, for redstone components, it's 27 redstone dust, 7 repeaters, 31 observers, 9 normal pistons, 28 sticky pistons, 40 node blocks, and then at least a lever as an input, although it can be built using buttons too, as I will show you later on in this tutorial. And with that said, it's time to show you how to build this door here. So, the first step is marking the middle of the door with those 4 blocks here at floor level. We have immovable blocks on the outside and then movable blocks in the middle. Those later on will be pushed into the center of the door when it closes. Once you have that, we need to go below with 2 slime blocks. And then on the left, we need our double piston extender, like this here. Then to the right, place a block here with a redstone dot on top. Make sure this is not a cross, but a dot. Then we have a block up and down with a 4-tick repeater running into this block there. Behind that, we need an observer. And then diagonal to that, an upside down step with some wire on top. Now to the left, let's place an observer there, running at a full block, and an upside down step on top. 2 wire down. Then we have a sticky piston here with a split up observer with a diagonally placed upside down slab again with some wire. Then we have a block to the front and the back with 2 tick repeaters going outwards. Then we have an observer looking at the repeater here, then down and then to the right. And the same at the back there, so repeater, down and to the right. Now, on the right side of the build, we need, first of all, a normal piston facing backwards in this gap here. Then an observer looking at it from the back, then to the right. This runs into a sticky piston facing backwards again, with a spit out observer running into a node block, with another observer on top, wire on top, block cutting off the wire here. Then we have another observer there. Now we have a node block there, Then we have an observer looking at it from the side and from below, and then 2 to the left here. On the back, we have an observer looking at the wire, then 1 down and 1 to the left. Now we need sticky pistons in the corners here, so 8 in total. And then a bit further down, we have our 4 normal pistons, 2 at the front and 2 at the back. And finally, we have in those gaps here, full blocks. And that's all we need. So let's put in the rest of the floor here. Like so. And now let's just change the shape here for a moment so we can see this in action. So that looks good. And if we change this back again, it should also retract properly. Okay, that's looking good. Alternatively, you can just run some wire and some power into this. Now, let's continue with the sides and the top. So for that, we have first an observer on top of the wire there and the repeater at the back here. Then we have this part of the side wall again. Wire on top of the block on top of the observer. Then we have node block, observer, node block, observer, full block here. Same on this side. Then we need an observer down and then to the center. Down and to the center. So this part here is mostly symmetrical. Then 4-tick repeater and 1-tick repeater. 4-tick and 1-tick. Then wires. Now we need a double piston extender in front of the repeater and the observer. Then to the front and to the back of those we have normal pistons. Then in between sticky pistons. Then we go diagonally down from those sticky pistons here. So we need to go a little bit further than just straight diagonally from those normal pistons here. This, of course, needs to happen in all 4 corners. Then on top of those, we need node blocks, followed by full blocks. And then wire from one end to the other. Now we can go to the middle here. First place 2 slime blocks. Then put in the 2x6 of normal blocks there. Now it doesn't really matter which side you choose, but on one side we need an observer with some wire on top. That's pretty much all of the wiring done. So now we can put in the next layer of the ceiling here. And then we have actually obsidian blocks in the middle there, or otherwise they would get stuck to the slime blocks, and then we can finish the build. And yeah, now let's give this a test run. And that's looking good. And now for the retraction. And that's also looking good. So now the last part is just putting in the missing walls, floor, and relocating the lever. Or actually putting a lever in the first place. And just like in this here, I also decided to add some sea lanterns here to light up that space and keep mobs from spawning, although this is optional, as is adding a block on top of this node block here to silence it, since I find it a bit annoying to have this noise happening every time the door opens or closes. Finally, the door here is triggered by state changes of this wire here, so you can use a lever on one side to open and close it. If you want to toggle which lever state is the opened and the closed state, you can just give it a short pulse and that toggles the door. Alternatively, if you want to trigger it from multiple points, so for example from both sides, I would recommend using buttons with a monostable made from a sticky piston and a server. And that allows you to, as you can see, toggle the door from wherever you want. And with that, we've reached the end of this tutorial for my simple 4x8 triangle vault door. I hope you enjoyed it. I wish you a nice day, and well, see ya.